All right. Good morning, Grace County High School colleagues, staff. Just want to let you guys know, want to come to you and clearly communicate what I know to be true right now. I do want you to understand that just like always since March, we are walking on sand. Things change is inevitable. It's going to happen. And so, for example, at 8:30 a.m. yesterday in our admin meeting, it was a totally different conversation than 1 o'clock. So, what I tell you this morning may have to change a little bit based on our admin meeting that we have at 8:30 this morning with district administrators. However, I think it is imperative that I communicate with you guys what I know now and what the expectations are moving forward. All right. And so, the first thing I want you to know is we have been preparing for this since March, essentially. What can we do? What can't we do? August 5th, we sat in the pack and talked about, okay, here's what's going to happen if we go to NTI. Because if we're being completely honest, there's no way any of us thought we would be with students for over 10 weeks. And so I don't want us to forget how incredibly blessed we are as a school district and community that we've been able to build relationships with our kids, to get school started, to show them what it will be like. And so I just want to reiterate to you guys that we are prepared for this. I've provided tools to put in your toolbox in case we were to go for 10 weeks. So we are not surviving like we were in March. We are not surviving. We are going to thrive because since August, we've been preparing. All right. And so, how have we been preparing? We've got our one stop shop ready that hopefully you've been using since day one, because that's what I will communicate to parents of how we will put assignments out, how we will communicate with them. From the very beginning of school, we had one switcheroo, but we said, okay, train your kids on Zoom, make sure they know how to get on, et cetera. And so, our kids are Zoom ready and they're going to know starting next week that that's how they're going to get their instruction. Okay. So I want you to know that this is just for your eyes. I'm going to make a separate video for students that will air right after announcements today. And then after our admin meeting, I'll make the parent video because I'm hoping some things will become a little more clear for parents. And that video will be posted to YouTube, Facebook, and I'll send it to you guys if you would like to put it on your parent email as well. So I just want you to breathe. All right. So here's what we talked about this summer, that Schoology would be our one stop shop. That's it. The only thing opposite of Schoology is our weekly email to parents that goes through IC. Okay. And again, I'll explain that to parents as well. But just remember that we're ready for this. We're all going to be on the same page. Okay, NTI expectations. All right. And again, I'll be going over this with students as well. But students will be expected to attend class and Zoom and complete work, and that will equal attending school and participation. Teachers, we are going to provide direct instruction every single day, every class block. All right. We are prepared and we are ready for that. So, the reason parents chose to come to in person instruction because they believe the power of a teacher. And so, we're not going to record videos. We're going to be live with our kids and encourage them to get on Zoom and participate in our class. And what we will expect, students rise to that challenge every time. And so, we can be negative and negative Nellies and talk about how kids aren't going to get on, or we could create a classroom culture like we do at Grace County High School, but within Zoom where kids want to get on and hear us. And so we will be providing direct instruction. It will not be a recorded video that we post because that's taking the power away from you. And I want parents to understand that we're working every day, all day long to provide instruction for their students. So we're going to provide that in direct instruction. And then students can expect to work 5 to 6 hours each day. And again, I'll be going over this with students as well. Unfortunately, if students choose not to attend, not to do the work, zeros will be given and failures will occur. This is a big difference from NTI. All right. So, some questions. Students will not be able to work a full time job and be successful in school. It's not going to happen. All right. And so I'm going to try to be as clear and graceful as I can with communicating that. But this is their job from 8 to 3 every single day. And we need to get that across, just like they've been in school with us since August 26th. That will remain the same, that in order for them to be successful, they're going to have to be in school. We will serve meals at GCHS. And then what about those kids with wanting paper copies? We are not diving into paper copies. This is why we have provided multiple opportunities for us to learn. And how do we adapt what we have been doing to an online format? How can we do that? We researched and learned about things over the spring and summer with Cami, loading PDFs, making a worksheet PDF. I know Ms. Vanda Elliott has been doing that with her class from day one. But we're not going to be making paper copies. All right. And so, what will we do instead for those kids? We are making plans this morning of how to get kids in this building if they need to be here for internet access. So, assure your kids that if they don't have internet access at home, we won't be doing paper copies and delivering those or having them for pickup, but they will be allowed to come into school to access the internet or to complete assignments, download material. All right, our NTI schedule. I talked to the instructional leaders yesterday. We had a lot of conversation. I believe that structure is key. And starting with a really strong structure is going to be important so that parents know what's going on, students know what's going on. And so, even though it's just 7 days, it really is 2 weeks off of school, including Thanksgiving break. And we felt it best to just go ahead and start our NTI long term schedule. And notice I just took long term off because I'm thinking this is just going to be a good plan for us. So, starting on Monday, again, I'll communicate this to students, but I want you to do that as well. So, Monday and Wednesdays will always be A days when we're off like this, and Tuesdays and Thursdays will always be B days. I do understand, teachers, that on Friday, today is an A day, and that means I'm going to have to repeat an A day again. I get it. I just need us to have a little grace and know that this is what's best for us moving forward. And on that A day, our first NTI days, when we're doing direct instruction, a lot of that's going to be, okay, guys, get on Zoom. Here's how it's going to work. Let's all access. Can you get to that folder? Just like we would on the first day of school. Okay. And then Fridays will always be reserved for enrichment, tutoring, and that's when we're going to have our club meetings. And we're working on that schedule as well. Daily, here is your schedule. 8 to 9 will be communication home, and we'll go in depth on Monday morning at 8:15. I'm trying to give you just what you need today, and then I'll add to that on Monday. So you're going to have that block of time, 8 to 9, to get settled, get your weekly email out to parents by 9 a.m. I'm also aware that there are people in this building where we have not been sending weekly emails home to parents, okay? We all have to do this now, especially now. By 9 a.m. through IC, an email needs to go home to all parents about what the schedule will be this week for your class. All right. And honestly, majority of us have been doing that. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to tell you, I've had more and more parents specifically call to brag on our school about that. So I appreciate that. Then you're going to see first block, second block, we've got an hour lunch. Okay, an hour lunch for us to eat lunch, have PLC meetings. If I need to do a Zoom with you guys to getting any information out, that will be there. Then we'll have third and fourth block, and then you'll have an hour of tutoring or posting to Schoology, or if kids have questions. And I'm going to build that information with you guys. But my vision for that, like I shared this summer, was from 2 to 3, there'll be Algebra 1 tutoring, there'll be Algebra 2 tutoring, there'll be Geometry tutoring, English 3, English 4, and that there'll be a teacher in there that we rotate that is there and available to help with students. All right. So, what is the expectation? Is that you will be on live, a Zoom each block of the day, delivering instruction there for kids. 12 to 20 minutes is what the research is telling us. You need to be there delivering instruction, but then you can stay on. In a perfect world, in a week or so, we're doing instruction, we're going to breakout rooms, we're having conversations, we're coming back. It's class as usual. This is not a survival mode anymore. We are more than prepared for this. All right. So, what do you need to know today moving forward? Just prepare your kids, remind them of the one stop shop of Schoology, let them walk through that. Reiterate after my video that they will have to attend and do work for participation to count for them, and that if they're going to be successful in your classroom, they're going to have to attend Zoom sessions. And so just talk about that fear and talk about what your expectations are. And with that. And at the end of the day, I just want us to breathe, but we're going to move forward. We're not going to wallow and get negative and think, woe is me, because we're prepared for this. We've known this is coming. We've just been extra blessed for 10 weeks that we haven't had to go this route. What if internet goes down? What if Schoology breaks on Monday morning at 9? We're going to breathe and we're going to regroup. But I'm going to hope and I'm going to plan that that's not going to happen. But if it does happen, I'm going to have another plan. So think about that when you're talking to kids. Okay, if you get on and Schoology is not working, I just need you to log off 30 minutes, come back on, shoot me an email, have a plan so it doesn't wreak havoc when things like that happen. Also, as you start your planning and as you start to give instruction virtually through an NTI situation, be really cautious of busy work versus important work, proper practice of getting information out. We got to remember that it's not like them in our classroom. So we're not going to give a ton of busy work. You're going to be able to narrow down what kids need, what they need to do, have to do in order to get concepts in your class. So big day today. Let's stay positive. Let's, just like we did with each other back in August, let's put tools in their toolbox of ways that they're going to be learning. And then Monday, we'll hit the road running. You can expect on Monday, 8:15 a.m., we'll have another Zoom faculty meeting because I'm sure there will be changes throughout the day today. All right. I appreciate you. I feel incredibly blessed that God has placed me here in this school, and I don't take that lightly. And so I'll be praying for each of you today, and I'll especially be praying for our kids. Have a great Friday.